Hold on a second.
No problem.
It's echoing.
Let's get our classes started. So this is our second class together. Hopefully everybody had a good 4th of July. And hopefully we all know what we're doing here. Did anybody get a chance to play with the software at all? See if you made any advancements. Learn anything new on your own? I know Jacob drew a bunch of new stuff, which was rather impressive. Let's see. Did Kevin make it on here?
Yeah, Kevin's here.
Uh-huh.
Hey. Oh, you use your dad's account. That's fine.
Yeah, Kevin, where Beyonce, he tried to use. Oh, he's on.
He's on. He's on. All right. Okay. So we all know this. The teachers. Okay. So we had some difficulty, I guess, in the last class. A lot of you didn't really know the general basics of how to do drafting. So I thought, given that, we can go ahead and try to pick a project that we can work on together today. If you look on the first 4 items I listed, the phone stand, a house, which I think I show you a model of, and there's the do nothing machine, which that's the thing that was spinning around before the last class. And we can also try the back pedal with the gears and everything. That, by all means, will be the more complex model. So the complexity of the drawing actually gets more complex as the list goes down. The phone stand will be the easiest. Do we have a choice? Which one you guys wants to? So here are the pictures of them. This is the phone stand. That's the house. This is the do nothing machine, and then of course the bike pedal. Shall we just start with the easiest one? You guys learn to do extrusion and
House.
Nothing machine.
House.
Saying that. Will, stop. Do we have a vote?
House.
Okay, looks like we have a vote for the house. All right, let's do that.
Do nothing machine.
Well, we can do that second, okay? Today, let's try to do the house. The do nothing machine is fairly interesting. It's actually printable. I don't know if you can you see my little screen on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, I can just print them right out, you know. So you have a little print on, go around and around. That. So we can do that. The house. In a few pieces. Also print it out. I think I've shown you this last week too, right? So let's do the house. Okay, and before that, let's go over some basic. Well, while we're doing that, we can show you some of those other features in the software. So the 3D fillet and chamfer, you kind of saw last week, not last week, last class. We'll do a little bit more of the plane manipulation and how do you add stuff together, how do you split parts of one part into different parts. And there's 2 other operations. There's something called the sweep and the loft. We can get to that get to that maybe a little bit later if we need it, okay? So with that said, let's go ahead and get into Onshape. Get back to our root directory. So I have my 3D class folder. Let's go ahead and create a new file. We're going to call it house. All right. So now we have our 3D plane, 3D workspace rather. So first thing we need to do is define a base plate. Okay, so what is this little ledge for? And on the base plate is where this house will actually sit on. Okay, so let's do that first. Do I have? So can we keep a track? Karen, can you keep track of the message board on the chat? If anybody have questions, please let me know.
Okay,
Kind of
sure.
hard
I'm
for me
just
to
calling one
keep
student.
track
Okay,
of
sure.
both. So let's go ahead. Remember how to define the plane where you want to draw on, right? So let's do the top plane and hit sketch. That's where we're going to draw our base plate, okay? So once again, my system is defined the workplace units on this this option manual in inches because I'm more familiar with inches. If you are more interested in doing in millimeter or centimeters, that's up to you, so long you know what size you're thinking about doing. Since this is a miniature model, try not to make it too large. The larger it is, the longer it'll take the system to try to figure out what you're doing, okay?
Where do you find that?
Oh, where do you find the settings? Right next to the Onshape button, there's 3 bars. Document manual, those are the options. You can go down and see right in the middle, it says workspace units. You click on that. So that's where you change your default length, right? You can do centimeters, foot, inches, meters, millimeters, or yards. So I like inches because I know exactly how long 1 inch is. So I'm more familiar with it. If you guys want to do millimeters, centimeters, that's up to you, right? So long you have a good idea what the corresponding unit is. So once we try to do our sketch, we right click on the plane of drawing and we do view normal to it. So now we see it in 2D space, okay? So on the rectangle drawing tool, we click on the arrow right next to it, and we can create a rectangle on the center point, okay? So we highlight the center point, which is the origin of our drawing workspace. Click on that, we drag it out, okay? So right now we can just put in a rough dimension. So I want 2 inches this way.
Excuse me.
And maybe this is 3.5. Oh, don't do that. Just by itself, okay? We don't want the angle. We want, oh, this is pretty close. Let's do 3.5, okay? So this is the base dimension of our base plate. Do you guys still remember how to pan and tilt your workspace?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody need help with that? Or we're good? Good. So now we have a base frame defined, okay? And we can try to see how big of a house we're trying to make. So let's use this as a defining spot, right? So now let's draw the front wall, okay? So we have this length, and we can draw another little rectangle alongside the previous one. But instead of a center rectangle, we need a corner rectangle. Let me know if I'm going too fast, okay? So highlight one corner, drag it out. If you just don't click, touch on the other corner, it'll give you a reference spot. So it'll be easier for you to define the position. Okay, we're good with that? And then we can define how deep,
What did you say?
how thick this wall needs to be. Let's say 0.05 of an inch.
I don't get it.
Okay, what don't you get?
How do you do the extra part?
Okay, let me delete this. Oh, let me just go back. Undo, undo, undo. Okay. Simple. I'm drawing a rectangle versus a center point rectangle. I'm drawing a corner rectangle. Okay. Click on that. Now the corner rectangle button is highlighted blue. That means that's the active feature. So you go ahead and come down to the corner of the other rectangle you already drew. One click, let go, and then just pull it out, right? So how do you know where to stop? So you just roll over the point on the other side at that point, right? It turns yellow. Don't click anything yet. But keep dragging your mouse out. That's how you define a rectangle. Good?
There's a question. There's a question in the chat.
Okay. How to do the dimension? Easy. See this dimension tool in the middle of the screen? On the top of the toolbar?
I want to make dimensions. It's just that, when I did 2 and 3.5, it didn't like, it's like a kind of square.
You have to define each edge.
Each edge?
Yeah. You want to share the screen with me?
Yeah.
Let's see what you got. Go ahead.
So, so you just do one at a time, like this?
Right, use the dimension tool like that. Click and change the number. Then do the other one. You got 2 legs, right? No, 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 no. The other leg. There you go. The perpendicular, that's it. You name that something. There you go. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and stop your share.
I have a question.
Okay. So let's get back to define the dimension of the second.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Go ahead, Jenny.
How do you get to the dimension toolbar?
Okay, on the very top, you see that? Dimensions?
Yeah, but right now on the top of my screen, the toolbar aren't the same tools. They aren't the same tools.
Because your screen's probably not wide enough, you want to share?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I think I know what she might be talking about. You need to double click on the sketch. You don't check it.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you have to get to the, that's it. Double click on the sketch.
Wait, right click or left click?
Left. Double click.
Yeah, that's what it did.
Nope, not on the point.
Sketch.
That's it. Double click on that.
Yeah.
There you go. Don't do anything with that little window.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Now right click on set sketch 1 where it says sketch 1 on your workspace.
So right click on sketch 1.
No, on the workspace in the
Got
main
it,
window,
sketch
right there. Right click on that.
Mm-hmm.
Last one, view normal to sketch plane.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you can start draw your first rectangle.
So you go to rectangle, yeah.
Rectangle tool.
And then,
Actually, click on the. That's okay. You can do it that way too. You just need
Okay.
one.
and then
click,
how do you
right
get rid
click.
of that?
Right click. Escape the first one. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and choose your dimension tool and set your dimensions. Push enter on your keyboard.
Yeah, okay. Well,
And not the opposite side, the next side.
got it. Uh-oh.
You can use the escape button too to get out of it.
Okay. And you can, wait, you typed the same thing too there, right?
No, it's 3.5 on the element, 3.5.
So 3.1?
3.5.
No, yeah, that sounds better.
Okay, good. All right, go ahead and stop your share. We'll go back to the try to draw a wall. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So now, let me try to do the normal sketch. I just drew on the secondary second rectangle on the long side, okay? This is intended to be for the wall. Since we're building a very small house, the wall doesn't need to be very thick.
You're not sharing.
I'm not sharing. I'm sorry. Let's redo this part. We'll see how much we get today, okay? Oh, I did something wrong. Went back one too many. Okay, now go back to our sketch. We're going to draw another rectangle. Remember, this time we want a corner rectangle. So pick the spot of the long side,
Okay.
drag it out. I know, see what I'm doing? I didn't click on this other opposite corner here. I just rolled over it. Then you just stretch it out this way. So this way it defines where you want your other rectangle to end.
Wait,
Okay?
do you right click on that?
You don't know. To draw, you left click. On the first corner, let go.
Yeah, got it.
You're gonna roll over the other corner and stretch it out.
What do you mean roll over?
Just when it goes, have your pointer roll over that point. You don't click anything yet.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, and then you just let go, right?
Then you pull it out, and then you do your second click.
Wait, so then you pull it out?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And then you let go?
Yep.
Got it. It didn't do anything actually. Let me try that again.
Okay, let's define the thickness of our wall. That's the front and back wall. So that's kind of thick. So let's do, I don't know. Let's make it a little thicker, 0.1 inch. Okay, so the front wall and the back wall hopefully are the same size. Let's do this dimension as well. That's 0.1 of an inch. Okay, so with that done, what you can do now is actually extrude out the two walls. What we do is go ahead and check your green check. Once you define the dimensions of two walls in your base plate, okay? And then we go ahead and hit the extrude button to start the extrude feature. What are we extruding? We're extruding the two outside rectangles.
Can you wait up?
Okay. And how tall we want them to be? Let's say 2 inches. 2 inches might be a little short, but we'll see what we get from here.
Can you go a bit slower?
Okay.
Yeah, wait, so you do that. Wait, so face of sketch.
let me just check on this, and I'll get back to you, okay? So let's go back to
Why are they two different colors?
those, they're not connected together. So there's two parts, not one.
Excuse me?
Okay?
So is there a certain length that, is there a certain like inch that the depth needs to be? Like how high the walls?
I said 2 inches.
My extrude, it still says, extrude 1, it's red. It's still red, not black.
Okay, let's,
That's because you haven't clicked on any shapes.
yeah, you gotta pick the 2 shapes on the side.
Okay.
Did you get to this far? You get the 2 shapes done?
Hmm?
It
Did you guys,
won't
do you all have 3 rectangles on your screen?
Very much like a house. Oh, well, it doesn't look much like yours.
When you make the walls, it won't let me like define how thick it is.
Okay, are you still in sketch 1?
Yeah.
Okay, you know where the dimension tool is?
What?
Okay, why don't you share your screen with me, then we can solve this together, okay? Go ahead, Will.
Put up.
Okay, we're not seeing anything. Okay. You have the first rectangle. You only need 1 sketch for now. What's on your first sketch? Okay, what's on your second sketch? Oh, they're the same. That's why, because the system's a little confused. Go ahead and delete one of them. Or you can use the delete button. Just highlight it and delete it. Use the delete button on your screen. On your keyboard, rather. Yep. Okay, so you haven't, okay. Double click on sketch 1. All right, now draw your rectangle. I'm sorry, I didn't know your sketch 1 was empty. Right, use the center rectangle, very good. And then use your dimension tool and define the size. Now, the dimension tool, you have not highlighted the dimension tool. To the right, keep going, almost to the end of the bar, right there. Pull it out a little bit. Yeah, you're double defining it, that's also the problem. Go ahead and type 2. Yeah, that's why, because you already defined it 1 time. See there, that 1.492 back there? Highlight that and delete it. Okay, you just did another one. Go ahead and click on the dimension tool again to deselect it. There you go. Then highlight the 1.492. Okay. There you go. Only dimension it once, okay? Otherwise, we'll get a little confused. So that was 3.5. Good. You know how to draw the other 2?
I also have a problem, actually.
Hold on 1 second, Jenny.
Yeah, sure.
Very good. Okay, go ahead and stop your share, Will. Finish the other rectangles and Go ahead and extrude out. Okay, Jenny, what's your question?
Okay, wait a second. Okay, got it. So, you see, so this one is skinny and this one is not skinny.
Okay, double click on your extrude. Actually, you picked the wrong item, that's all. On the field that's highlighted blue right now, it says face of sketch 1.
Face of sketch 1. What do
On
you
the
mean?
little window that opened with the green check mark on it.
With the green little, I don't, where? Here?
Nope. The little window that just opened up that says extrude 1.
Here, right?
Go down a little. The
Go
blue
down.
field that's highlighted blue, the whole thing, yeah. There's a little
Yeah.
cross mark at the corner, bottom right-hand corner of it.
Wait, you mean this one?
Nope. Up a little, up a little. Inside of the blue area, right there. Click on that.
Wait, okay.
Okay? And then now point to the rectangles you want to extrude, not the whole thing. So the 2 on the side. That one. And the skinny one. One more. Okay. Do you know why one's fat? No, fat. Don't do that one. Click that one again. Okay. Click away. Click on the green check mark. Okay.
Why is one thin and one skinny?
Because you made it that way. Okay.
Okay.
Double click on sketch 1 again.
Double click on sketch 1.
Look at your 2D drawing.
My 2D drawing, yeah, found
You
it.
have your base plate of 2 by 3. Instead of the long end, you drew your new rectangles on the short end. And they're not the same size as your base plate, isn't it?
Wait, so
Like that.
I still don't get what you mean.
Okay, let me share my screen again. Let me show you what my base plate looks like.
Okay.
See if you can just duplicate it, okay? See it?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, it needs to look like that.
What?
The thickness of the wall is 0.1 of an inch.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, if I did something wrong, it's still basically the same, but instead of doing one sketch, I accidentally did 3 sketches and then 2 extrudes.
That makes it a little messy, but so long you have the same shape, that's fine.
Okay.
How much are we supposed to extrude the walls?
I think I said 2 inches, if I
Okay.
remember correctly. So look at that, right there is 2 inches, okay? Notice what plane your drawing is on, okay? Everything is on the top plane. Nothing's below it yet. Well, hopefully nothing will be below it, and not yet anyways. So now we have the front and the back wall. So did everybody get this far at least? Can we move on?
Yeah.
Not yet. I don't know, for some reason the other wall's gone.
It's okay, you can just do one for now.
Okay.
You can always go back to your other sketches and to manipulate it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now let's do another sketch.
I don't know how to manipulate it.
You guys want to draw the sidewall first, or you want to draw the windows and doors first?
The windows and doors, but I don't know how to, whatever you said, manipulate.
Okay.
Yeah, manipulate.
So let's do the windows and doors first, okay? This is a little trick. It makes it fairly easy. So now we need to do another sketch to cut windows into the front wall, okay? So what you do is go ahead and select sketch again. This will be your sketch 2. And some of you might be sketch 4, 5, or 6. It doesn't really matter that much. But
Wait,
so long,
so
this is
select another sketch?
a new sketch, yes.
Okay, a new sketch. Got
So
it.
it's going to ask you what plane you want to draw on. So other than the street plane that's already defined, and now we have a whole bunch of new surfaces we can define as planes, right? All these walls, each one has 6 faces, right? So we want this face to draw our windows on, okay? So do the same thing, view normal. So now all you see is this wall, and you're drawing on the outside of that wall. Can you see the plane where the plane is, where the wall is, okay? So let's draw some rectangles again. Corner rectangles, and just pick an arbitrary spot to draw a rectangle.
Wait. Okay. Yeah, so you click the dimension tool and
Oh, I clicked the rectangle tool, okay?
oh, okay.
So
Okay,
let's
so
define
excuse
the
me.
size of the rectangle. There's a question?
No, if anyone has a question, can you please just raise your hand on the participant chart and we'll call you, okay? Thank you so much.
All right. So let's define the relationship. First of all, the size of the new rectangle, the size of your window. Let's say 1/2 inches on the long side. 0.3 looks good on the short side. Then there's some other relations we need, right? Like how far away is it from that edge? So we need to highlight this line with the dimension tool still selected and this line, okay? This one says 0.132. Let's make it 0.25, 1/4 of an inch. The same goes with the long side difference. 0.25. Everybody got that?
How do you do that again?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Use your dimension tool, still highlighted, right?
Yeah.
You click on the short edge of your window
What short edge?
to the long edge of your wall.
The
You
short
click
edge to the
once.
long edge of your wall.
Yep, you click once, you click twice, and this will show up.
That doesn't really.
Let me do that again.
That doesn't show well for me. It doesn't
Okay.
show on my screen.
Dimension tool,
Dimension tool. Yep, got it.
click on the short ledge of the window, on the top one.
Yeah, got it.
When you drag it out, what do you get? You get this, right?
Wait. Oh no. I don't get that.
Pick a second.
Oh yeah, I do.
When you pick a second reference point, okay? They tell you how tall.
Wait a second. Let me try that again.
It's not letting me
How do we
choose
do
a plane for the second sketch.
Okay. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Let me finish this. Okay, let me define this first window.
Mine still doesn't work.
Give me 1 second, Jenny. Let me go to Daniel first.
Okay.
Go ahead and stop my share. Daniel, go ahead.
Share screen. Okay, so.
Okay, you have your 2 walls, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead and sketch. Highlight that. Click onto the surface of the wall.
Okay. Okay,
There
cool.
you go. Now you can draw your rectangle. Don't. Right there you go. Double click on that to re-get into your sketch too. Now don't click that yet until you finish your sketch.
Okay, so what do I do next?
The corner rectangle. Yep.
Okay.
Just pick an arbitrary point. Draw your rectangle. Then you can use your dimension tools to define the size of it.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right. Jenny, you want to share? See what's not working on yours?
Excuse me?
Okay. Part of the reason why is you have your one leg actually attached to the outside line.
Wait
To
till
the
I have
left-hand
what?
side line. See, one of the window edge is on the left-hand side line, isn't it? So you have to draw your shape, have a little bit of distance there. See if you can redraw your rectangle. Make it not attached to the outside wall.
I don't get what you mean.
Okay. Can I have control of your screen?
Yeah, sure. Where does it say so?
Let me see.
Go to the top of your screen. It should say, you are sharing the screen.
I just sent a request over. You just have to say yes or no. Okay. Do I have it?
Yep, got it. I clicked approve.
I still don't have it though. Okay. Tell you what. Go ahead and delete the small rectangle.
What's more? Okay. Let me go delete that. Cool, even you can read on the screen. So you just press delete. Got it.
You gotta highlight it and delete.
Huh? How do you
That's
highlight?
not what you're highlighting. You're deleting the whole thing.
Wait,
Actually,
so-
just go ahead and right click on sketch 2. Just delete sketch 2. You can start over.
Got it.
Make sure when you draw your new rectangle, it is not attached to any of the sides, okay?
I don't get what you mean.
See right now, your rectangle is attached to the top side.
Top side.
Cannot share an edge with anything. Okay? All right, go ahead and stop your share so we can move on.
Okay.
If you need more help, Jenny, maybe we'll have to schedule something on the side, okay?
Okay.
Anybody else have issues?
Me.
Go ahead. Leon, go ahead. Okay.
How do you do the corner thing?
Okay. You still have your dimension tool highlighted, right? Click on the top, the shortest line of the window on top, right there. Click on that one time. Drag it up, and click on the top bar right there. Yep. Then it tells you how far it is away from that wall. So you define that to 0.25. 25. Okay, you can do the same thing for the side. That's a 2-point reference, okay? That's how you also, how to check an angle or something. If you find the angle between a couple of lines, you can do that as well. All right, same number, 0.25.
What's the sideline?
You already selected it, so 0.25, enter 0.25, then you're done. There you go. Okay, go ahead and let me get back to okay, so the house is going to have more than one window, right? So there's a few ways we can do this. On the very top of your menu bar, you see this symbol with 4 squares, okay? That is called a linear pattern tool. You click on that, then you highlight the window that you want to duplicate. Do you see the lighted shaded blue color on your screen? There's a little arrow with a dot on it, okay? This will tell you how many times is repeated this way. So I want to say I'm repeating this 5 times. But obviously this is too far apart. And the windows are 1 inch apart from edge to edge. We want that shorter. Let's see what will work for us. Let's try 1/2 inch. Well, too little. So let's repeat that. Because we want the 5 windows to expand the whole 3.5 inches. Let's do 3/4 inch, too much. So 0.6. Well, we can also always change the dimension of the window, the walls as well. So, oh, I know why, because the size of the window is 0.3. Let's change that to 0.25. That makes it a little easier. Hold on a minute. Still too much. Quarter, that's half. Half is too short. Oh, we need to work out the math, right? Each one of these is half. That doesn't look right. Okay, let's leave it like that. We can actually increase the size of the size a little bit. Just doesn't look right, does it? Windows too far apart. Maybe we'll do 6. 6 windows with 1/2 inch apart. That's a little better. We'll change this dimension a little bit. Okay, who had a question?
I did. It's not letting me click the square. I mean the rectangle.
Okay, click each line at a time.
Yeah, it's not letting me do that.
Okay, go ahead and share your screen real quick.
What's the distance?
0.5 in between. Okay. Okay. Can you maximize your window, Ethan?
Sure.
Good job. All right. What is it not letting you do?
It's not letting me click the my rectangle.
Okay. Go ahead and X out the linear pattern because you're in 3D space. You need to go back to Sketch 4. We're not in 3D space yet. Double click on that. Now use the linear tool in here. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Excuse me?
Okay, who's that? Kevin, go ahead.
Yeah. So there's like this line connecting them. Is that just okay?
Is it a dotted line?
Yeah.
That's a reference line. That doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
So you see all these dimensions on my screen here? See if you can duplicate that. Of course, we have an issue here, right? This is too wide. So what can we do to correct this problem? So let's take out our dimension tool again. We go from this line to this line. That tells me this is 3 inches. And I want another 1/2 inch from here to the outside wall, right? So let's go ahead and draw that. Let's go back to Sketch 1 and redefine our size here, okay? So versus 3.5, I want 3.25. Voila. Guess what happened when I click this, the check button? It auto corrects. See that? Now it has the right size. Okay. Now we can also do is use our block tool again, the linear pattern tool again, and this time we're going to highlight all of these guys. And we're going to go this way to 2, and this way to 1. Okay, so he's copying these guys. I can copy the rest of these as well. First, I'm going to highlight that. I don't want this, but I do want. No, that's a little more bit. Maybe we'll touch that up on that later. So we highlight all of these. It just made a copy on the bottom row. Okay. So let me center my drawing here. But since I'm wanting to put a door here, I don't really need these guys.
Which option is it?
Linear tool again. Okay. Got that so far? We need to add a line here because it didn't let me highlight. There we go. Everybody got this part?
Can you slow down?
No.
Okay.
How do you move it down?
Okay. You use the linear tool again, one more time. The first time you use the linear tool, you went long ways. The second time you use the linear tool, you want to go down to sideways. Okay. Hold on a sec. Okay. Did you guys get the first part? How do I get the first 6 windows right? Are you okay with that?
How do you
Yes.
align them?
How do I do what?
I don't get it.
You align them.
Okay. Let me go back.
Yeah.
How do you put it on the bottom?
Oh, only let me go back so far. Okay. Were you able to get this far?
Yeah.
This.
Okay. So what you do is you do the same way. Okay. So go ahead and use the linear tool again, linear pattern tool again. Click on that. Okay. And click on the object you want to copy, say this window. On the options, it gives you, you can either go this way to the right or that way to the top, right? So we don't want to go to the right anymore because that's the end of our wall. So we don't want to copy this way. So change that to 1. That means it is by itself. And we do want to have it copied down. So instead of going up, we want to click this arrow to turn it down. Okay? And then instead of 1 time, we want it 2 times.
I don't get it.
What don't you get?
Okay. I didn't get how to center the rectangles. So.
What now?
I didn't get how to center the rectangles from before.
Like the very first step.
Well, no. I got all the rectangles, just I didn't center them. Like the like what you did the dimensions from the top.
Oh,
and then
with respect to the large rectangle with the wall?
I think, I don't know. No, I mean like the 6 small rectangles, the windows.
Right.
Like
So
I didn't get how to center them. Yeah.
You have more space on the right-hand side, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
What I did there is I go ahead and finish sketch 2. Then I went back to sketch 1. Double click on that. Okay.
Okay.
Well, the first thing I did actually, let me get back for a second. I did a quick measurement. Okay, see that 3 there? I measure from the outside line here to the last of my window. That's 3 inches.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
So
Now I
fine.
know I want the gap between this wall to the first window is 1/4 of an inch. So I want to duplicate that here, right? So
Yeah.
that means the whole wall dimension needs to be 3 1/4 inches. Got that?
Okay.
Okay.
But mine says I don't
Right.
think this matters, but like mine says 3.05. So
Well, yeah. But it
yeah, I
does.
don't think it matters though, so it's fine.
So let's get out of that. You know what dimension you want. We go back to sketch 1.
I still don't get it.
Then we change the size of your base plate. That was 3.5.
Okay.
Change that to whatever the number you need, right? In your
Okay.
case, would be
How did you measure?
3.3.
My case would be what?
3.3, right? You said yours was 3.0.
Oh yeah, because point. Okay, yeah. So then, oh, I changed my entire base plate. Okay.
So once you've done that, you center it.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks. Thanks.
Now, are we okay with the duplication to coming down yet? I'll do it again. Let's go back to sketch 2, okay? We pick a window that we want to duplicate, this one. Okay? Then we hit.
How do you draw those little squares on it?
Just a second, okay?
Okay.
I'm actually doing it now, only in a different direction. But that's how you duplicate it, okay? Linear pattern tool, right on the top center. You click on that. It shows you options of how do you duplicate, okay? So we don't want it to go to the right anymore. And this tell you want to go 3. We don't want 3, we want 1. But we do want to duplicate it down, not up. So we flip this arrow here and change that number to 2. Okay? And the distance of copy in between is defined as 1 inch. We're okay with that for now. So we just go ahead and click to the outside, and that's done.
I don't get it.
Okay, Jenny. We'll need to spend some time on your own. I'll try to work with you. Okay, we'll pick a time. We'll do a little bit exploring on our own. Okay, Jenny.
Thank you.
So is everybody else okay with how I did the copying?
I need some help.
Okay. What time is it? Okay. Will, go ahead and share your screen. And after this, we can take a quick break. Okay. That's pretty busy. Okay, are you trying to delete things now? Okay, it might be easier for you to just delete sketch 2 and start from the beginning. That might be a little faster. Yep, highlight it and delete. Okay, let's redo the sketch. And draw our little rectangles. I changed the dimension on that too. It's 0.25 by 0.5. So 0.25. And 0.5 there. And then you can do the dimensions on the sides. Oh, no, you have to reference to a second line. Okay, you did that. Yep. Go ahead and click all the single edges of the rectangle. You got it? Okay. You see on that? All right. So turn that to 1/2 inch, 0.5, and turn that into 6 times. There you go. So you got that one.
Dad, can I have some help?
Hold on, man. You can highlight all 6 windows if you like. That way you can copy it once, not to have to repeat it. The only reason I did it repeatedly because people need to see what's going on. Okay, just go ahead and hit the your linear linear pattern tool. Right, versus the 3, change the 3 down to a 1. You see the right pointing arrow just under that? Nope, not that one. What is that? Did you do it twice? Yeah, what is that? Okay, leave that one alone. Go to the, something weird going on here. Yep, that one. Turn that to 1. Okay, it seems like you're copying those more than once. Okay, you have three axes on there, right? Highlight each one individually and delete them all. Leave the 6 alone. Okay, now you're in the clear. You have the 6, okay? Go ahead and yeah, highlight that again. Use the linear pattern tool. Right. See the one on top? Yep, that's it. I'll make this into 1. Yep. And then turn the distance in between to 1 inch versus 1.2. I guess you down arrowed a little bit. That one, yep. Make it 1. Oh, you change that again. Go back to the arrow. Make sure it's pointing down. Make sure the number of copy is 2. Why are you down arrowing it? Now your angle is a little off. Oh, just practice with this. Let's take a quick 5-minute break. We'll come back on 7:35, okay? And if you want to, keep messing with this. Even when we come back, we'll
This is Will. Will is sharing.
Okay.
Will, do you have a question or?
Do I do after this? Do I just keep it like this?
What was that?
Do I just keep it like this?
Yeah, we just keep going until you copy all the windows onto 2 rows of the house. And try to change the distance into 1 inches apart versus 1.1. Very good. No, that's better. Okay, can I have the screen back? Thank you. Right, what's going on?
I just wanted to show you.
Okay, Liam, you can work with me later, okay?
Okay.
How far did you get, Liam? Did you get to the window copy yet?
I'm waiting for the door part.
Oh, okay, good. So you figured out the rest. A lot of it is you gotta kind of mess with it on your own, okay? The more you play with it, the better you are at it. Let me go back to the linear pattern tool. A reason why I repeated so many times is that you guys kind of needed help. So what you also can do is you can do this in one shot, right? Let me go ahead and delete this whole thing and do it over. Okay, so I'm gonna do a new sketch. This is a repeat, what we just all did. Little window here to here. Now I want the sizes to be 1/4 inches on the short side, 1/2 inch on the long side. Okay, and the distance to the side of the wall, I want them to be 0.25. Well, that one's pretty close, and this one too should be. Okay, so this is centered about where I want it to be. So to use the linear pattern tool, there is a quicker way of doing it. I select the tool, I pick my 4 sides I don't want to copy. Okay, so I go ahead and turn this one down, turn that into 2 times, and turn this guy into 6 times, only 1/2 inch apart. One move, you just copied all 6 windows to 2 rows. See that? You use the same linear pattern tool versus define it in one direction, you can define it in 2 directions. Okay, this makes a much cleaner drawing, so less numbers to deal with, so less confusion. Okay, so you can change the location of all of these numbers a little bit so they're not in the way. Okay, so since we need to do the front door, so we don't need all these windows here, so you can delete a couple in the lower center here. Okay. Now how many we got? 8 windows. So how do we cut these windows into our wall here? We use extrude. Okay. On the extrude window right now, there is new, add, remove, intersect. Since we're cutting, we need a remove material. Okay. So how far are we removing it to? This one says 1 inch. We can make it 3 inches or whatever, because we need to cut through both walls. Okay. So instead of just part 1, we need to cut through part 2 as well. Just select both parts in the merge scope. Got that?
No.
Okay, let's repeat. So this, after removing the two windows in the front, because that's where our door is going to be, we pick extrude, solid, remove. Got that far?
Wait. Wait, so we create another extrude?
This, for me, it'll be extrude 2, the second extrusion. For you guys, it might be 3 or 4 in case you did, depends on whether you did the wall separately.
Wait, so is it like a brand new extrude? It is a brand new extrude.
Extrude, yes.
Okay.
So solid, remove. The depth don't matter right now. So what are we removing? We're removing all these little windows. So you go down the lane, pick all of them. And what do? They remove from the front wall. Right? But we want that to be removed on the back wall too. So that's the feature we wanted. So how do we do that? So versus on the bottom it says merge scope. Right now it's merged with part 1. I wanted to merge with part 2 as well. But 1 inch doesn't quite cut the distance. We need to make it longer. Let's make it 3. And that goes through both front and back wall. Click enter, and now you have 2 parts with windows in them.
How do you do the double-sided window thing?
Which double-sided window thing?
So you do the first part, and then how do you do the second part?
Oh, in the one extrude, under the merge scope, I want to pick part 1 and part 2. So the cut has to go through both parts. Then it defines the depth of the cut. So it's long enough to go through both parts. The default is 1 inch. That doesn't cut me enough into the second part. So I want to make that 3 inches. Make sure it clears the backside of the second part. Now I have 2 pieces more or less the same. Of course, that's where they end.
How do you do the part 2 thing?
You highlight the merge scope. Then you pick the second part. Okay, versus part 1.
Okay, I got it.
It won't let me choose the bottom windows to extrude.
Okay, who's that, Will? Okay, I'm going to stop my share real quick, and let's go through questions. Okay, who's got problems? Okay, whose screen am I looking at? Is this Will?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you highlighted the top row, which is fine. Remove. And you need part 1 as well, right? You have 2 parts. You can tilt your screen so you can see both parts. Right click on your screen and roll a little bit. Yep. There you go. That's good enough. So now you can see your part 2 is highlighted, but your part 1 is not. Go to the merge scope square on the bottom of your window. Too far. Up a little bit. And then the new window, the little window. Yep. Just below that. It says merge scope. And you got to highlight that area. You got to click merge scope. Yep. Now click part 1 as well. Good. Now both are in there. But your depth is not far enough for it to cut through the front part. So make that longer. Yep. Enter. There you go. You also have another problem. Notice your windows on the bottom do not cut. You want to know why? Because
Why?
they're not solid. Okay. Go back to your sketch, sketch 2, I guess. Make sure those windows on the bottom, they have solid lines all over, not dash lines. If they're dash lines, they're not a complete surface or enclosed area, so it will not cut. So you have dash lines and not solid lines. You need to just use a line tool and just enclose your areas, and that's all you need to do. Good. Okay. While Will is working on his windows, anybody else have questions about this? Sam, you doing okay?
Me.
Yeah. Okay, who wants to share? Okay, that looks good to me, Liam. What's the problem?
How do you make the other 2 windows?
We'll do that next. Okay, that's where the space for
Okay.
the door is. Anybody else?
Yeah, having difficulty like cutting out a window to make room for the door.
Okay, show me your screen.
Okay. Okay, so here go. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so I just cut out this window, right?
Yep.
So do I highlight it? And then,
Actually, just go ahead and click on your green check on the sketch 2.
okay.
Yep. And then go ahead and use the extrude tool. Pick solid, remove. Yep, then pick the windows out. Okay, see it's showing red?
Yeah.
That means it's extruding out, not in. So click that arrow thing right next to, underneath the blue face of sketch area. Just leave it like that for now. Yep, you did it. So.
I just leave this one, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then I hit check.
Yep. That should be it.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, do you have 2 walls on there or something? I'm not
Yeah.
seeing through, but it's there on the side. Did you put like a surface on top of it or something? Yeah, you did a surface rendering, that's why.
Oh.
You can only do the cuts on solids, not surfaces.
Oh. What should I do to fix it?
Depends on how do you draw the surface.
Which surface?
Okay, look on the menu bar on the left.
Yeah.
You have part 1, part 2. You also have 2 surfaces.
So I
see if you can delete them.
Okay.
But if your parts are based on, okay, apparently not. Go ahead, see if that works.
Yeah, okay. Cool. It worked.
because when you extrude something, you can extrude surface, you can also extrude solid. When you want to do surface manipulation, adding parts or cutting space out of it, you cannot cut stuff out of a surface. You can only cut stuff out of something that's solid, right? So you have to have some depth to it. At least I think that's the case. Okay. All right. So we're good here.
I kind of have a question.
Of course.
So I have it cut out on one of the walls. So how do I get it to the other?
Okay. Share me with your screen, please, if you can.
Okay. So this is it, and I have it all here.
Good.
I have it extruded as a whole. So so do I just extrude it onto here, or is there something else?
You can. Let's try that. Go to extrude 3. That's the extrusion, right? Yep. Double click on it or edit. Okay. Actually, there is one other thing you need to do.
What?
On the bottom of that little window that just popped up, merge scope.
This?
Yep. Highlight that. Click it once.
Yeah.
Then you have to pick the other part. Okay. And then you extend your length out.
Okay.
Not far enough, Karen. There you go.
Yay. Thanks.
There you go.
I'll stop sharing.
Okay.
Wait, when you helped me do mine, it only did the windows on one side of the,
Okay.
on one wall.
It's the same answer to everybody else's question. You have to pick your merge scope on the second plane or on the second subject. And also you have to extend the length of your cut. Make sure it reaches beyond the back side of the second wall.
Wait, how do you do that?
Okay, go ahead and share.
Okay. Okay.
And remember, you still have your surface rendering onto the second surface. And you might need to get rid of that.
Delete this, like,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, now you have 2 solids.
Yep.
And go ahead and go back to the other extrusion, which is extrude 4. And on the bottom says where merge scope is.
Yeah.
Yep. Highlight that. Click it once. And pick your part, other part. Yep. And then you extend the length of your extrusion to cover the back side of the wall. Yep. So straight works for me. You got to see what size of a wall you use. Certainly not far enough. Keep going. Doesn't matter if it's very long.
Okay.
This enter button will do. There you go.
Okay, thanks.
So now you have both. All right. Let me think. What time is it? Okay. Let's do the doors, and we'll put up the sidewall and call it a day. Okay. We just need the one door. It really depends on what do you want the back side of the house to look like. You can leave it like this, or if you want to, we can draw like a fireplace type of thing. But we'll see. Okay.
You're not sharing right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better? All right, so the light blue for me, that's part 1. I define that as the front of the house. You can choose whichever way you like to. So to draw the door, we can go ahead and start a new sketch. So it's less busy. We pick the front side of the wall where we want to draw. Then we view normal to the plane, okay? So the front door usually touches the bottom, okay? So let's do something a little tricky. So instead of, well, we can, let's just draw this, okay? Use the line. I'll pick a spot about here, go up about so high, and stop right by the origin. Okay. Now let's define how high I want this door to be. So are doors usually taller than the first window? Maybe. Yeah, we can do that .75. 3/4 of an inch tall. And these windows are 1/4 wide. We can make it double. So half of it is still 1/4. Okay. And then let's do something funny, interesting. Let's draw another line, but with this secondary button highlighted. This is called a construction line. Okay. So we can go ahead and draw from the origin up to wherever you stop. That's fine, right? So now what we can do is called a mirror image of what you just did. So you click on this button right next to the linear pattern feature that says mirror on it. You click that, make that highlighted. The first thing you choose is the center where the thing is supposed to mirror around, which is your dashed line. And then you pick the items you want to mirror. Got it?
How do you make the dashed line?
It's called the construction line. Let me get back to sketch 3. You pick your line drawing tool. Then you pick the one right here. It's called construction. You can draw a construction shape. A construction line or shape is a reference position. Your model does not look at it as a solid divider. Okay? You cannot extrude via a construction.
How?
Okay?
I
So
can't draw the construction line.
Let me go back a little, okay, if I can. Okay, let me go ahead and delete sketch 3 because it's not letting me, because everything is defined. Here we go. I'm going to redo construction sketch 3, sketch, onto the front surface. I would draw 2 lines with the line drawing tool. So with reference off the bottom of the frame, see when you highlight, roll it over, that line highlights, right? When you click on this, that means it's locked to this bottom line, okay? So we draw a line here, and the horizontal line, which ends when it lines up to the origin. Got this far?
Yeah.
So now we'll define the height of it. I think I called that 3/4 of an inch. And this 1/4 of an inch. So next I need a construction line so I can mirror these 2 other objects around it, okay? So to do that, I gotta draw a line and construction. See the 2 highlighted blue areas? That's when you need to have highlighted, okay? You're still drawing a line, but the difference is this is not a real line, it's a construction line, therefore it's dashed. Got it this far?
Got it.
Good. And then, see where the mirror tool is? Right next to the linear pattern tool is a mirror tool. Click on that, have it highlighted. The first thing you do is what you're trying to mirror around, the axis of the mirror. And then you pick what you're mirroring. Once you're done, right click on anywhere on the screen and it says escape. Okay? So how do we cut the door? Same way we cut the window.
Can I have some towel?
You can, who's that, Liam?
Yes.
Okay, let me finish the extrusion, I'll go back and help you, okay? We can do another extrusion, only surround around this window, this doorway here, and this, we're removing material from merge scope 1. And the stuff we're removing is this doorway. I look around, and this time a 1-inch cut is far enough because we only want to go through the front of the house. So now you have a doorway. You have your windows, front and back. Now you have one doorway in the front. Let me put this into the isometric view so you can see what's going on. Okay, let me stop my share. Let's see what Liam needs. Go ahead, buddy. Okay, that means there's a constraint there. It won't let you set the length, right? Go ahead and see where the off color, like a pink reddish thing, click on that and use the delete button. Not the line, but the little okay. The little square was in a line through it, right on top of it. Yep, that. Delete that. Click on it and use the delete button. There you go. Now you can try to extrude, see if it works. Not the whole face, just that. There you go. Click the check. Very good. Okay, we're coming up on 8:05. Let's just keep going. All right, let's build the sidewall. So to build the sidewall, we need to turn the model around to its side like this.
You're not sharing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep forgetting. So we're looking at either one side or the other of the house. Okay.
What about the other side of the walls, other windows?
We'll decide what to do with that later.
Okay.
So now we need to define a position, right? We want to draw one of the two sidewalls, right? So how do we do that? We go sketch. What plane we want to draw on? I want to draw on one of these legs. Okay, I click on that. It defines for me a new plane, which covers the outside edge. So I want to draw a rectangle from this bottom corner up to this top corner. Okay? And then the houses, we need to have a top, right? So let me draw the roof line. How do I do that? Once again, I need a construction line. I need this construction line to last from the origin to some arbitrary height, but it has to be perpendicular to the base plane. Okay? And then I need to draw a line from this corner here to here, and from this corner here to here. So we have a gazebo. Now, how do I tell what angle this is at? Right now, this is 80 degrees. How tall you want your roof to be, right? Wait, is this how I did it? Okay, let's scratch that. I made a small mistake. Okay, versus the inside corner, let's go to the outside corner. Right? And then same thing, let's define the angle here. I think in the other house, I call that 90 degrees, which is a right angle. So that'll change the height of the roof line a little bit. Okay. Now, am I happy with this right now? If I build it like this.
One question.
Yeah.
Can you review how you got the roof, the roof guide again, like the triangle?
Okay. The center line?
Well, no, not the center line, but how did you get those sidelines for the triangle, the legs?
Okay, let's go back. So you got this far, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so simple. You draw a line from the outside corner here to the tip of your reference line and do the same on the other side. Okay?
Yeah, and how do you change the degrees?
The degrees, you choose your dimension tool. Just the same as how you find the difference between the distance between two lines. You can also find the angle between two lines. You check both lines. They tell you what angle is that. Right now it's 84.5 degrees for mine. I'm going to make that 90 degrees.
Got it. Thanks.
You lower it a little bit. Right?
Thanks.
So this is one side wall. So remember how thick our other walls are? I think they're 0.1, right? So how do you generate this wall? Same way. Extrude. We can do a new part. Obviously, 1 inch would be too thick. 0.1 of an inch, that's our depth. Click check mark. Now you have the third wall for the house. Okay? Now I want to learn a quick way how to run the other side. In the 3D space, there's also a mirroring tool. So you hit the mirroring tool. They tell you entity to mirror. Which one? We're doing a new part. As part 3, we're trying to mirror. What plane we're mirroring around? That's why we drew the your base plate right on the origin, because the right plane is actually in the middle of the house. So you click this plane, it just duplicated the part. Now we have a part 4. Got it?
Wait, how do you make the guideline again?
Okay.
I don't get it.
How far do you need me to go back?
Duplicate the piece again?
Okay, let me get rid of, I guess, all of these, right? Okay, let's go back to here. You all got to here, right? So we start a new sketch on one of the edges. Okay. Well, this tells me the right plane. I'm not doing on the right plane. I'm doing on the edge of the house. Face of extrude 1. Okay. And I can view normal to my drawing space. Next thing I do is do a corner rectangle that goes from the top right left-hand corner to the bottom right, or vice versa. So you have a rectangle drawn, right? And now we need a reference line to where the center of a roof line is. So we go from the origin straight up to some arbitrary point. Doesn't matter where right now. We okay here? Okay, if you're not saying anything, that means you're good, right? So now I'm going to the line
Wait, hold
tool.
on.
Okay.
I did the construction line before. I don't know. It's not working for me.
Help me.
Okay, who's having issues with construction line?
Me.
Okay. You want to share real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just left click on the orange line, bring it up, and then left click again.
No, you need a line too. You need both. The line drawing tool and the construction. Click on the line drawing.
Oh, okay. Line
Yep. Then
and construction. Okay, that makes more sense.
Right. The construction, you can go a little bit further, taller than that, because that's where you need to crop the roof line. Doesn't matter where. You can change it. Yeah. Well, you're not done with that sketch yet. You're just done with construction line. Anyways, now you got that. Go ahead and go back to sketch, whatever.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, Leon. Go ahead, share.
I'm Kevin.
Oh.
Oh, wait.
Sorry, Kevin. Okay, sketch 4. No, because they already selected a plane for you. You don't want that. Go ahead and cross that out. Don't go back. No. No. Okay. Okay, sketch 4. Double click. That's all you need to do. Don't delete. Okay, you need to listen, okay? Go ahead and new sketch. Zoom in on your model. Zoom in. Click on that edge. Yep, you got it. That's the plane you want to draw on, just once. Then right click on the plane area and say normal to right click. Because you're not seeing this, Leon. That's fine. Right click. Don't go.
Excuse me? I'm kind of having trouble making like the
Zoom in.
top part.
Sorry, Kevin. Give me 1 more minute, okay? Just go ahead and drag it. Drag it. That's all you gotta do. Drag it. There you go. Then draw your construction line. Good. Just pick some point that's above the other line. Yeah, just keep going a little more. Wherever, just pick a spot. Make sure the line is straight, perpendicular to the bottom. That's fine. All right, then draw the outside lines, okay? Good. Okay, Kevin, Liam, can you stop? Go ahead, Kevin.
Oh, okay. So, I'm having trouble with like the kind of triangle shape.
Okay, just share. We'll explore together.
All right. So I drew the construction line.
Okay. You need to draw the rectangle though.
Rectangle?
Draw your rectangle. The outside spots, not the inside spot. Because the walls need to cover the outside as well, right? Go ahead and cancel, yeah.
So
On the outside
here?
corner, outside corner.
Here?
Yep, outside corner, yep, right there. To the bottom outside corner.
Like this?
Yep, click.
Okay.
All right, now you can draw your line to connect the triangle. The length of the construction line right now doesn't really matter. It'll automatically change when you define the angle. You use your dimension tool. select both of those, 1 and 2, and tell it what angle you want it to be.
How much is it?
I use 90. This is an easy number. There you go. Now
So
you
you'll just do the same thing on this side? Okay.
go ahead and finish. Stop your share. All right, let me finish mine here real quick. Then we'll do the extrusion to give us the sidewall. Then I'll show you how to do the mirroring in 3D space, so you don't have to draw the same thing again. So I'm gonna extrude. 1 second, okay? All right, go ahead. Who had a question?
So when I did the 90 degrees,
Yep.
my rectangle would isn't connected to the
I see. Can you go ahead and share your screen?
no?
When you draw the shapes on 2D space, you see sometimes the lines are blue, sometimes the lines are black. When the lines are black, that means the restraints are locked in. You can't change anymore. Okay? When it's not, then you have problems, potential problems. Okay, zoom in on that left-hand corner.
That's it. Okay.
Okay? Then click on that dot where the end of the triangle is.
Yep.
Once you do that, yep, click on that dot.
Okay.
Yep. There is that tool that looks like a T right next to the dimension tool. Click that.
This one?
Nope, keep going to the left. Right
That
next
one?
to the dimension tool.
Oh.
Going, keep going. It's like a slanted T. Keep going. Keep going. To the left, to the left. That's it. Not the circle, one more.
Oh, okay.
That one, okay? Highlight your dot first and highlight the corner of the outside of your wall.
This one?
Yep. Click it.
Yep, clicked it.
There you go. Do the same to the other side.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so now you have it. Now they're locked in. Look, they're not blue anymore, right?
Yeah.
Now all the constraints are locked in. They won't change unless you change some dimensions, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So
How?
I think you guys got the extrusion part down pretty good. Okay, Liam. Share if you want.
How did you mirror the extrude?
Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, that's why you need to draw to the outside of the wall, not the inside of the wall.
I did.
Well, check your extrusion then. You didn't extrude the whole thing. Check your extrude 4. Because he extruded inward, he didn't extrude outward. Check that angle. The triangle, the little arrow thing right next to the blind, underneath the blue box. You extruded inward, you didn't extrude out. Okay, that's fine. That looks good. Okay, now let's do the mirror thing again. Let me share my screen real quick.
Coach Wong.
Yeah, Kevin.
So I have a problem where every time I try to make another square on the other side, it, like the corner piece, the corner thing, it goes to like behind it. So.
Okay, go ahead and share.
So if I go to square, tap on this corner, bring it down here.
You already have it.
It's over here.
What happened to all your windows? I thought you had your windows. Doesn't matter. You already have your surface. That's fine. Go ahead and try the extrusion. Yeah, change the dimension. I think I had it at 0.1. You can choose whatever.
Do I need to press like symmetric?
No, that's fine. You're good the way it is.
Okay.
So what's the problem?
Do I have to make another one like on this side?
No, that's what I'm doing the mirroring right now. Okay. Go ahead and have your right plane show again. You need to do the locking thing too on the other side of your sketch. That's why it's showing the outside edge. Right. Turn back to the other side. Interesting. Why is it doing that? You have it. Do the extrude again. Double click on the extrude and turn the model around. Okay, see that very edge there? You got to click on that edge too. There you go. Oh, go back to extrude 2 versus new part. You wanted to add. Change that to, actually, no, you do want a new part. You want everything as a new part though. Yeah, go ahead. That's interesting. Why did they do that?
I think this part isn't like a full.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
I think it's because you pressed symmetric.
Possibly. Anyways, that's good enough for now. Let me show you a quick trick.
Let's have a line.
Go ahead and yeah.
I didn't make the.
Use the cross. Yep. Yeah, that too. Highlight 3 and 4. Part 3 and part 4. To the left on your menu. And 4. And part 4. Right. On the top, there is a right next to the mirror button, Boolean button. Look up on the top of your screen. One to the left, that one. The 2 circles. Yep. You click that, it'll merge 2 parts together. Okay. Now you have 3 parts. All right. So let's do the mirroring thing. Go ahead and okay, Kevin, you have your front plane, I guess, hidden. Have the front plane shown.
My front plane. Okay.
So now let's do the mirroring real quick. And you choose the mirroring tool in 3D space. This is not 2D space anymore. There's a mirroring tool in 3D space, which is
mirror
to the top center there. Everybody can see where it's at. Highlight that. A little mirror, a little window shows up. It says entity to mirror. For me is part 3. Plane to mirror against is the front plane. Okay, then they just mirror the part to the other side.
Are you supposed to share your screen or not?
Oh, I didn't share again. I'm sorry. Kept messing up.
Whoops.
Yeah. Okay, let me go ahead and go back. So I want to do mirror, which is the top toward the center there. That option, little window shows up. Entity to mirror. Of course, it gives you the options. You want a new, add, remove, intersect. We want a new part. Okay. So entity to mirror. That's the part you want to mirror, which is the blue thing. The mirror plane, for me, is the front plane. Okay. If you started your drawing with a center square, a rectangle, centered around the origin, then your house should cut through symmetrically through the top and right plane, okay, in case you want to mirror something. We got this part? And I think with that, that's good enough for the day. I can do a quick demo on a couple other features for you guys to explore at home if you want to. I'm gonna go ahead and create a new part studio. That's a new workspace. Now there is something called loft. What that does is you can create a solid by joining a couple of surfaces together, okay, or shapes rather. So that requires a plane manipulation. There's a tool here, it's called planes.
That's how you make the handle of the what's it called? Do nothing machine.
I want to do the offset plane off of the top plane. That's entity I chose as the top plane. I want it offset by say 3 inches. See, it just generated another plane, 3 inches on top of my top plane. Okay, so I hit enter, that's the plane I want, the new plane generated. So I want to do a sketch on my current base plane, the top plane. I want to draw a polygon. Okay? You don't need to follow this. I'm just doing it to show you what can be done. So this is a hexagon, 6 sides. Okay? And then I said, this is okay. I'm going to draw another one on my other plane I just created up here. But this hexagon I draw is going to be a little bit different. Say a little bigger, maybe. Okay. See, now I have 2 hexagons, one on top, one on bottom. And what makes this interesting? You can use the loft option to join the 2 drawings together into sort of a funky shape.
So funky shape.
Twisted hexagon block. Remember the shell option we had before? We showed you last week? The 0.1-inch shell. You click on that. Now you have a twisted cup. Okay, that's what loft is.
Make your own silverware.
Or that. So you have a little cup. If you want to extrude it further out, say change the plane depth from 3 inches to say, I don't know, 5 inches. And make it taller. So you can have a pencil holder if you print it out. Of course, this will take a long time to print, but you get the idea. Okay, there's something cool you can do with it. Or you can look at it as a vase if you maybe make this guy a little bigger. Where's the dimension tool? I can make this, that's a 3-inch, I can make it a 5-inch circle. It's a lot bigger. Okay. Looks more like a shot glass now, but huge. But that's something you can play with. And over here is called a sweep tool. This is a little bit more interesting. Why don't you try to explore this on your own, see what it does, okay? So you have these 4 options here. How do you generate a 3D object from a 2D drawing? So there's some things you can explore on your own and play with it. And since we did the windows on the house here, you can try to play around to put some windows on the side. And well, next week we'll actually keep doing that. All right, put the windows on Maybe we'll put a chimney on. Maybe add some features here. Maybe add some door trims. Whatever. We'll see what we can do. Okay. So for now, I hope everybody pretty much got what we got, right? Everybody happy? Excellent.
So, once we're done, can you print out each and every one of our houses?
We'll have to see about that, all right? You have to share the file with me, and we'll have to see how big it is really, because printing something like this could take a lot of time. Material is not a big deal, but print out a little house like the one I drew up, this is like a 4 to 5 hours of time. So we'll have to think about what can I print for you guys as a souvenir. In the meantime, look around your house, see if there's something you need, right? Like a little tool or a little something you like, and see if something you want to draw on your own versus you know, something I fed to you hand and foot. Okay. It'll mean more if it's something you came up with on your own that we can print versus you know, something everybody else has more or less the same design. But your choice. I think I'll give you guys the option. If not, maybe next week, toward the end of next week. We'll see what you guys can come up with and see what you guys want printed. Okay, I have to get you guys something. Right.
I have a question.
Okay, Liam.
Does class always have to be this long?
We haven't went over yet. Well, a few minutes, yes. But.
Yeah. You do not feel the time is flying by, right? Because you are working so hard.
Yeah.
Doesn't this cost money?
What was that, Will?
This costs money, right? The class?
This class is what?
Does it cost money?
To print something?
He's
No.
asking if the class itself costs money, I think.
Well, you already paid for it. That's why you're here.
You have to get extra charge for the.
He's talking about the Zoom thing. It's limited time, so I have to pay them.
Oh, okay. This is not.
I'm talking about like the class, not like the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, but the class your parents already paid for. All right.
Yeah.
You also paid for some materials fees, which means you will get something printed. I just haven't quite figured out what. So like I said, it would be nice if something you guys design on your own. I have here, I don't know if you can even see my little, let me stop the share because we're done with sound.
Stay a bit longer.
Sure.
That way you can see my camera a little better. This is a little hook thing I built for my printer table. So this, since it's plastic, it stretches a little, so you can clip on things, right? So stuff like that is more interesting. It doesn't take very long time to build, but it takes a lot of time to design right, because you got to have the dimension just correct. Otherwise it won't clip on. It can't be too loose, it can't be too tight. So if there is time, once we're finished on that, I can give you some pointers on how to draw this. Okay. This is a little bit more complicated because it's got more parts to it. It's more things to consider. But you could possibly do something like this, okay? Or the house, your choice. Okay, part of it is you guys learning how to draw. Part of it is you guys actually know what 3D printing is all about, all right? How does it come up with individual layers? You know, what is it actually printing, or how is it actually printing? So you'll get something on hand. I mean, least come to least, I'll get you a little trinket or something. If you guys couldn't come up with a design on your own, all right? So rest assured, you get something. A little souvenir, if nothing else.
Question: how do you download the file?
Okay. Let me share my screen again. You can share your files with me. Go out here. right? Say, this is the file we worked on, right? I think you can click on it and let me see. You can either make public.
Can you show me mine?
Or you can share it with somebody by email address.
Like, how can you download it? How do you download it?
Okay. That, say this house, we're not quite done yet. And on the bottom where the part studio is, right click on that. You give you the option that says export. Okay. You give you choices what file name it is, what format you want to export it at. There's some popular ones, Rhino, Parasolid. And for 3D printing, most people use STL files. And there are SolidWorks files. If you have access to SolidWorks, if you want to manipulate your stuff further offline. But you know, that's how you download it and possibly pass stuff around. And if everybody has an Onshape account that you want to share with, just highlight the file, right? Then share is with whomever. Okay, pick their email addresses, and they have an account. Whatever account they register with Onshape is.
Can you show them mine?
Which one?
My basic shapes thing.
I have a question.
Which basic shape thing? This guy?
No.
What, your shield?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So this is something Leon drew.
Wow.
A few things, I guess. That's a sphere.
That's cool.
He did it by extrusion, which means it's a cube. Then he did the fillet, round off all the corners of the right size, and then you made a sphere. And this is a little trapezoidal shape that could be part of your this machine, useless machine, do nothing machine, right? Because that's a trapezoidal piece in there, okay? And what else do they have? Part Studio 4, that's a Captain America shield.
Hey.
Handguard.
Cool.
And that's the thing we did last week. Okay, with some call it a whistle.
Liam, you ripped me off.
Okay, who else had a question?
Good job. Good. Yeah. Who else? Raymond, you have a question?
Yeah. So, can't you just use transform also?
What was that again?
Can't you use transform for like moving stuff and duplicating stuff?
Yes, you can. It's a different ways to do things. Mirroring is a little simpler because there is no, I guess, face-specific features, right? If something that has to be a left part and a right part, then you cannot mirror this part because when you're mirroring it, you flip it around that plane, right? So if it's as a directional specific part, you cannot mirror.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. Something like that, you have to use transform to copy.
Okay, so Charlie, is everything okay with you? Charlie, are you still here? Charles, are you still here?
Okay, any more questions?
Okay, if don't, we will stop here.
All right, if everyone's happy, well, let's call it a day. Keep messing around with Onshape. You know, practice makes perfect. The more you draw, the more familiar you get with it, the more you get out of it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank
See
you.
y'all.